Hey folks, here's a game that that really doesn't get a lot of attention today. In fact, I don't think it got a lot of attention when it was released back in the 90s. Flight simulators have always been sort of a niche thing. They were a lot more popular in the 1980s, 1990s. A lot more people were interested in flying on their computer back then. Now it's become sort of a forgotten thing, other than Microsoft Flight Simulator. So obviously, a Microsoft Flight Simulator is great, but other than that, there is really a very serious lack of really good flight simulators on computers. But if you go back to the 1990s, it was a time when there were it was still a fairly viable genre, and I love flight simulators. I mean, most people watch my videos for adventure games, and adventure games are probably still my number one genre, but I would say flight simulators are second right after adventure games. I really do love flight simulators and flying on the computer, so I wanted to just highlight this game, which really does not get a lot of attention. It's called Ka-50 Hokum, and it is indeed based on the Hokum, which was a Russian twin-rotor helicopter. So let's see. Let's go ahead and start in single player mode. And you might think, is it maybe now's not the best time to be playing a flight simulator about a Russian helicopter, especially with what's happening in some parts of the world right now. But this game is actually not. This game does a lot of interesting things. So one interesting thing about it, if you look at the map up here, this is not a game. It's not a simulation of any particular war. Most flight simulators take place in some specific conflict that has happened or might happen. But this game is not about a war between any two countries. It is about piracy. So piracy, as some of you might know, is still a very real thing. I mean, you don't have like pirates flying the Jolly Roger and saying "Yarr" and things like that. I mean, that was probably always more the stuff of legends than reality. But no, I mean, piracy on the high seas is a real thing. Ships carrying valuable goods will be boarded and robbed by pirates. So this game is situated in. It's situated in Southeast Asia. I don't know if these islands are real, to be honest, but I think these are supposed to be islands that belong to Indonesia. And yeah, you control a fleet of. You control this aircraft carrier. That thing there is, I guess, that's our boat, and you control a fleet of helicopters that have the mission of hunting pirates. So you're in charge of a mercenary company. You're literally you're controlling a band of mercenaries hunting down pirates. So it's not about a political war or anything like that. It's just mercenaries out having a good time hunting pirates. So this is the map. Now, I'm not very good at this game. This game is not something I had as a kid. It's something I've always wanted to get into, but it has a lot of depth to it. And one of the things that I like about this game is it combines flight simulation with strategy. So you can see, there's a map here. And what you can do is you can actually start sending helicopters on missions. Like if I say mission here, you can start adding missions. You can say, I want to send this helicopter over there to do reconnaissance, or send this helicopter there to destroy a target or something. So it plays kind of like a strategy game, but at any point in time, you can take control of one of the helicopters and fly it yourself. So the helicopters will fly in an automated fashion. The computer will fly the helicopters by default, but if you want, you can just, at any time, just jump into a helicopter and start flying it yourself and do the mission yourself. So it's really a really, I would say, quite rare mixture. Like really, there are not a lot of games that do something like this, which really combine, that strategy planning element with with the first person flight simulator element. This was an early game from Simus, so I don't know how many of you folks remember Simus. They made a lot of good flight sims back in the day, which have mostly been forgotten, which is kind of a shame. They made a lot of really good flight simulators, and so that's why I wanted to show this, because I don't know a lot of games that do this. I don't know a lot of games that really like very effectively combine like strategy planning of a conflict like this with flight simulation. And let's see, what else do we have here? So we can leave the room here. Do we have anything else here? There's a clock up here. You notice the clock is not running. You have to, the game starts at 8, and you have to click here, game start, to actually start the game. That will start the timer. Until then, everything's kind of frozen in time. So you can look at missions here. Right now we don't have any missions. I think the rest of this is just window dressing. Like, you can't talk to this guy. You can't play cards or dominoes or whatever he's playing. You can't play darts. You can't interact with this calendar, much as you might like to. And then clicking here will just take you to various places. So yeah, so bridge. So this is the bridge. If we go back here, that's the missions room where we were. These are the stores. So yeah, you can look at your stores. I guess we don't have any right now. I think we might need to start the game first before we have any stores. I'm not sure. Let's see, what else is there here? Is that a... This looks kind of like a cake, or is that like a drum of ammunition? I'm not sure. So this telephone will take us back to the bridge. All this stuff here is non-interactive. Yes, I mean, I've always liked games that kind of do this. They have sort of like a semi-first-person sort of thing where you kind of click around and explore different places. It's kind of cool. This game doesn't do it to very great effect because you have very few rooms. Like, you have maybe like 4 or 5 rooms total, so it's not that effective. But anyway, here you can look at the different helicopters. So there's not a huge amount of helicopters available. I think I want to say there are 4. Is that right? Something like that. So here's the Bell Super Cobra. There we go. That's the eponymous Kamov Ka-50 Hokum. Now you can yeah, there we go. So there you can see you have the dual counter-rotating blades, which kind of made this helicopter famous. I think the game's manual, if I remember right, claims that it's called the Hokum. It was named Hokum by Western forces because they said, yeah, that's Hokum. There's no way that the Russians, because the West had tried to do this as well. Americans and other Western states had tried to make a helicopter that does this, that had no tail rotor and would just have 2 main rotors that spin in opposite directions, obviating the need for a tail rotor, and they just hadn't had much luck with it, and so they thought, yeah, there's no way that those Ruskies could have engineered something like that if we couldn't do it. But they did. This is a real thing. Like, it's an actual real helicopter. I don't know what problems the West had specifically with making a helicopter like this. I don't know why it's that difficult. I guess probably first and foremost, you have the problem that the blades might hit each other, because if you've got those 2 rotors spinning in different directions at high speeds, and if they just, if those blades happen to bend a little bit, which they do, I mean, they will actually bend quite a bit in flight. And if they bend enough that they hit each other, then you've got 2 blades crashing against each other at what would already be high speed if it were just one of them. But when the other one's going in the opposite direction at the same speed, you've got, like double the closure speed. That would probably be catastrophic for the rotors. But they do fly. I mean, these things fly fairly well as far as I know. What else do we have here? We have, a hip, which was an older Russian design. It does use a tail rotor, I believe, as far as I know. I mean, I only see 1 main rotor on it, so it's got to have a tail rotor, right? I don't actually see one, but I assume it must have one. Westland Lynx, okay, pretty normal helicopter, I guess, and we're back to the super, yeah, so there are 4 helicopters that you can fly and control in this game. So, I mean, kind of interesting, like the 2 Russian helicopters and 2 Western helicopters, I think. All right, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, you can also go out you can also go out and man the AA gun here. You can actually use the arrow keys to kind of, I mean, this doubles as a kind of like a basic lookout thing, I guess. Like, you can actually look around and see what's around your ship. And yeah, that text there says ship superstructure. That's telling you that it won't fire. Like, it has an interlock which automatically disables firing the gun when it's pointed at the ship superstructure, because you don't want to shoot your own ship's superstructure off. But if you're aiming anywhere else, then you can press the spacebar to fire. And I'll just warn you folks, this is loud. I have like the game audio turned way down, and it is still incredibly loud. It's like wow, man, that's loud. So yeah, you can use this to shoot down other aircraft that approach your ship if you want, or just use it to look around. All right, what else do we have here? Messages. Right now there aren't any. Man, the old-fashioned. Remember this old tractor feed paper from back in the day? Wow, that's really a blast from the past. I think that's about it. I think we've already seen pretty much all that there is to see. Oh, there's shipping here. So this will tell you, yeah, this is a 7-day shipping forecast. So yeah, it's an interesting game. The logistics of the game are interesting because, you're not being supplied by any country's military. You're basically supplying, yourself by the, by market forces, because again, you're controlling a band of mercenaries here. All right, let's go ahead and see. So I could make a mission, but I think the game automatically will start making missions if I just start the game. I think I've talked long enough. So let's go ahead and hit game start and just see what happens. So you can see there's already stuff happening here. Werewolf mission available. So yeah, the game automatically makes missions for you, and like I said, you can fly the missions yourself, or you can just let them be flown. You can kind of just sit around and just watch the game play itself if you want to. I guess if you don't want to be that involved, you can just kind of watch things happen. Yeah, now there's a Cobra mission available. So we come here and click on missions. So there are 2 reconnaissance missions. So obviously, logically, at the beginning, you want to do reconnaissance because you don't know where enemies might be. So you'll do reconnaissance before anything else. Let's go ahead and take the Hokum mission and let's fly it. So primary mission, the following nav points and programming to the nav computer. Proceed to each waypoint and gather intelligence on any fixed and mobile units. Okay, so waypoint 1 is navigation. Waypoint 2 is a fuel dump at Bissar. So mission, destroying targets of opportunity in the local vicinity. Okay, so basically just fly there, and if you see anything that you can blow up, then do so. All right. Maybe we can do that. All right, yeah, so now we have a helicopter here. This is the Hokum, again, the eponymous Hokum, after which the game is named. So what do we want here? We have, can I see my, okay, so here we see the available weapons. This is a rocket pod, a regular AIM-9M Sidewinder, tow missile, wire-guided missile, a chain gun, and a cannon pod. So I guess we have a pretty decent mixture here. Like, it looks like we have... That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... Hold on, is it actually... How do I change this? Oh, wait. Huh? So if you click the right... Okay. I don't have a lot of experience with this game. I'm not very good with this game. It looks like... If you just say default, it'll put the default weapons on the helicopter. I should probably stick with that because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to actually change these. Okay, that's fine. I'll stick with that. So here we are. We're in the helicopter already. So how do we take off? I believe you press E to start the engines. There we go. Give that gauge on the left a little bit of time to spin up. Give the engines some time to get up to nominal spinning speed. And okay, I think that's about as high as it's going to go. And now we press R. There we go. Press R to engage the rotors. And that's it. You don't need to wait for it. Well, I mean, that gauge on the right is going up a bit, but what you really need to do is start using the numbers. I'm going to press 5. Okay, so see what happens on the right. So the collective is on the right. So it's like if I press 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's going up a little bit. 5. I need to get it high enough that I can start gaining altitude. There we go. At 6, we start gaining altitude a little bit. Okay, we're going up pretty slowly. Press 7. All right, there we go. I'm just going to go all the way up to... Yeah, if you press 0, I think this is maximum collective now. Okay, cool. So use the numeric keypad to steer with the cyclic, or I guess joystick if you have one, which I don't. So hold on. Where's my navigation waypoint? I guess it's that arrow that's just gone scrolling crazily off to the left there. I should probably figure out how to use my yaw controls so I don't have to do what I'm doing now, which is kind of stupid, but this works, I guess, if I can just get turned around a little more. Come on, where am I going? Did I mention that I'm not very good at this game? I don't have a lot of experience with this game. This is not something I had as a kid. This is just a game that I remember seeing many years ago, and I always thought, that game looks pretty good. I'd like to play that someday. I have no idea where I'm going, to be honest. Because it looks like... Oh, wait. I need to set my I need to set my navigation point, don't I? Hold on. Hold on. How do I... Wait, hold on. Okay. P pauses. I need to figure out... How do I advance the waypoint marker? I guess... oh dear. I press left square bracket to cycle to the next waypoint. That's kind of ridiculous. And I'm not sure it's going to work, because I have a German keyboard here, and what is the... On a German keyboard, you press right Alt and 8 to type a left square bracket. Let me try... Hold on. Is this going to work if I just... Oh, there we go. Okay, that is selecting my waypoints, I think. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, fine. You press the U with an umlaut to cycle the waypoints on a German keyboard. Looks like that worked, because that's where the left square bracket would be on a US keyboard. Okay, so here we go. So we're doing pretty well. So in the upper right with the R, that's our, I guess that's our radar altimeter. And what is going on here? Why do I... So pressing the waypoint key toggles between I and F. And I don't know what I and F stand for. I'm going to assume that I stands for something that starts with I, and F stands for something that starts with F. Whoa. It's going pretty crazy here. I should probably figure out what my yaw controls are. Yeah, this is... I really should have prepared myself for this video better, but I've wanted to make this video for so long. For a long time, I really should make a video about this game. And, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on. There we go. I pressed Q to turn off the engine sound. I like the engine sound, but I'm not sure how it affects my voice. I'm not sure if my voice is understandable. Where are the yaw controls? Oh, it's greater than and less than, which is also going to be problematic because, once again, on a German keyboard, they're different. I think... That is comma and... Yeah, it's comma and period. Okay, that works. All right, but where am I flying to? I don't know if I is... I mean, I was flying to kind of like the south here. Almost the south, because 180 degrees is south, and I'm just a little bit to the right of 180 degrees. But I can't tell if that's my, if that's where I took off from, or if that's just... looks like I can get flying towards something anyway. I'm going to turn down my collective quite a bit there because I'm way too high. I'm at like well over 2,000 feet. I don't think I'm supposed to be that high. These helicopters usually fly at something like, a few dozen feet off the ground. Uh-oh, going down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Crash into that tree, I think. The game's performance is a little choppy, you might have noticed. Like, it was getting a little... The frame rate is pretty unstable there. Even though I have DOSBox cycles cranked up pretty high, but still, it's not... not running too stable there. Oh, God. Oh, hey, there's this viewer here that I didn't notice. What does this do? Isn't this basically what we already saw? Seems like it is. All right. Well, that did not go well. What other missions do we have? Oh, now we have an intercept mission. I guess that other reconnaissance mission is being flown by, or has already been flown by the computer. So let's see. What do we have here? Oh, this mission has now been taken by another pilot. Well, gosh, that means we have to reject that mission. Okay. Well, what can we do? I mean, I could just grab that helicopter that's flying. In fact, I think... Was that a Lynx mission? I think if you press Control L, the game will automatically dump you into the active Lynx helicopter. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So this is, so this is the Lynx helicopter, and it actually is flying pretty well. It's on autopilot now, so I guess I can just... I think now that I've taken control of the helicopter, I think that means that it's not going to fight automatically, though. So if I need to do stuff, like if I need to do things that actually relate to the mission, I think it will not do them automatically. So I should probably have some idea of what I'm doing, even though I don't. Oh, no, it's actually... Well, that might be the autopilot. Because see, there are two different things. There's the autopilot, which is, I think like a normal autopilot that you'd have in an aircraft, which basically can follow a series of navigation points. And then there's the autopilot that the computer does, which is, you know, everything. Like it will actually fight targets and things like that that need to be fought. But I suspect or I surmise that if you actually do this, like if you actually put yourself in the cockpit of a helicopter like this, then you need to do that stuff yourself. The autopilot being active just means that the flying is done for you, but the fighting and all that stuff has to be done manually. I might be wrong though. I do not know. Doesn't seem like a lot is happening, to be honest. Let's try some of those cool views that were always so popular with flight simulators back in the day. If you press O, you get an external flyby view. I think the O stands for outside. Outside flyby view. Oh, and it automatically puts you back in the cockpit when that's done. You press O again for another nice flyby. Oh, and you press O while that's happening, puts you back in the cockpit. That's convenient. All right, and V puts you, yeah, this is view. I guess V for view. You know, it's like a chase plane or chase helicopter view. Let's see. What else do we have here? F7 and F8 rotate the view horizontally. So if I say F7, oh yeah, it does rotate it like that. And F8 does rotate like that. And F9 and 10 rotate it vertically. So yeah, indeed they do. Indeed they do. All right. Cool. All right. Well, that looks all right. And I guess how do I get back to the cockpit? Oh, I pressed J, and that put me back in the cockpit. That's nice. All right. Okay, so those are the views and stuff like that. Oh, I see. That missile being fired, I didn't do that. What I did was I pressed... Okay. Okay, so the computer is actually still fighting for me automatically. It's doing everything automatically, and I'm just watching, basically. So if you press F2, that hides that cockpit, so you can still see forward, but you don't see the cockpit display in front of you. And if you press F1, it re-shows the cockpit. So, I mean, this is kind of cool. I mean, it's not very interactive. In fact, it's kind of the opposite of interactive, because I'm just looking at what's going on. I'm not actually flying the helicopter myself. But the computer's probably doing a better job of it than I could have done. All right, let's see. Let's see. So, I mean, if you want to go into a lot of detail, you can describe things like, you know, like for example, okay, I'm looking at the manual in front of me. So it talks about the different helicopters. So, I mean, the Hokum is the star of the show. The Hokum is the most... you know, I guess it's the most high performance helicopter in the roster, and there's stuff like we're in the Lynx, aren't we? I think this is the Lynx helicopter that we're in. The Lynx, according to the manual, is mostly used as a transport, so it's used primarily to carry troops and is not recommended for air-to-air combat. So I don't know why they chose the Lynx for an intercept mission. That seems like probably the wrong thing to do. Then the hip is the hip has a slow turn rate and is primarily a troop carrier, and is such not recommended for air-to-air combat. However, it provides an excellent support role thanks to its capability of carrying an outrageous armament of guided and unguided weapons. Okay, so the hip carries a lot of can carry a lot of weapons, and then. Apparently the Cobra the Super Cobra is good for being a little bit stealthy because it has such a low profile that it doesn't show up on radar very well. And the Hokum is just the most kind of, again, the most high performance helicopter. So, I mean, I'm not really sure what's good to do at this point. I mean, can I actually take control of the helicopter if I start? Yeah, I mean, like if I start trying to press the controls, it doesn't actually do anything. I can't actually steer the helicopter. I can probably force myself to take control of it. I'm just wondering if that's a good idea. Let's see. Let me see here. So if I press escape, I can see stuff like, okay, so I can actually open up the map here. Yeah, so if you press escape, you get this menu here, and you can actually go back to the ship, look at your map, things like that. What are these 4 different cameras? I don't know where that camera is located. Maybe it's on, I guess it's on the ship. What options do we have here? Oh, let's turn on the visibility of these things. Oh, you can also turn off automatic missions if you want to be able to make all the missions yourself. Probably not a good idea until you're pretty good at the game and know exactly what you're doing. But all right, so let's get out of here. All right, how are we doing on supplies? If we look at the helicopters, so there's the Bell, the Hokum, which I destroyed. It says helicopter awaiting mission, so I guess I have more than one of these helicopter types. Are they all awaiting mission? Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, there was a Hokum interdiction mission, which rapidly disappeared. Okay. I mean, okay, let's make our own mission. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but let's say, for example, like, what are these things here? Are these enemy ships? I think this is us here. So if I say I want to take out, for example, that ship there, let's make a mission. Let's be a let's be bold and add a mission. So let's say, so we can say it's either a recon or an interdiction mission. What if I want to have a different type of mission? Okay, so let's say interdiction. So it's like the helicopter. Sure, let's do the Hokum. Hokum is the best, right? And we want to target that ship there. All right. All right. So maximum range for the Hokum is 200 kilometers. Mission distance is only 9 kilometers. I don't know what 196 m means. Is it 196 meters? That would not make sense because 9 kilometers is 9,000 meters, not 196 meters. Okay, that's fine. So I'll say this is the primary attack point. Okay, that's it. I guess the mission's been created now. Or is it asking me to specify primary attack point? Are we done? I mean, like, can I go and fly the mission now? If I come here and wait, no, not stores. Where's missions? Here. That mission has been taken by a pilot. It doesn't seem like these helicopters are going out very far, because I think these red things are my helicopters here. So, hold on, let me zoom in just a bit. There we go. That's actually much better. Now I can that's definitely much better. Now I can see a little more of what's going on. So you can't, oh, you can actually. You can scroll the map around with the right mouse button. If you hold the right mouse button, you can drag the map around. All right, that's cool. So, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to send a helicopter to fly out there and check out that boat, but it just isn't working. I know I knew I should have familiarized myself with the game a little bit better before I made this video, but I just thought I just keep wanting to make the video, and I just don't really have the time to start. Oh, here we go. You can click on, I see, you click on status and then you click on a helicopter to see the status of that helicopter. Okay. So Lynx is intercepting an enemy convoy. Okay. I don't know which convoy it's trying to intercept. Let's go click on the status of this boat here. Yes, we can. This village consists of 5 targets. All the targets are undamaged at present. Okay. All right. Not bad. Let's see. What about this thing here? Oh, is that black thing where a helicopter crashed? No, it's not. That black thing's moving. It's not a crashed helicopter. All right. Proceed and everyone engage and destroy pirates at fuel dump. All right. So I mean, things are happening. Things are definitely happening all on their own without you having to do anything. And you don't really yeah, you don't really need to do much yourself. Everything, the game is just sort of a self-playing phenomenon. It's like a player piano. You just run the game and watch all the magic happen. Can I just hop into a helicopter without having a mission? I don't think I can. Like if I say accept, oh wait, can I? Can I just say okay? Okay, I guess I can. And I have no waypoints, do I? Yeah, I have no waypoints. I can literally just, can I do that? Okay, I guess I can just take off. I can just take off without having any waypoints. Just go up in the air and say, I'm flying. I mean, I guess you can improvise. You can make it up as you go and like kind of decide what you want to attack while you're on your way. If you're not much into the strategic planning aspect of the game and just want to shoot stuff. All right, let's try that. Let's actually give that a shot. So you press space to fire the gun. What other weapons do I have? I mean, I need to figure out how to switch weapons, unless I just rely on my cannon. I mean, I guess I can do that, just rely on the cannon. But let's see, was there something over here that I could shoot at? Let's be real action gamers and shoot at something on this island, if there is indeed something to shoot at. I think I might be going the wrong way, though, because wasn't the main island... Well, no, the main island was to the east of the ship, I guess. I'm kind of going not exactly east, a little bit east-northeast, so... Oh, looks like something has been damaged here already, because there's smoke coming from that settlement there, so this is probably an enemy settlement of some kind, which got hit by one of our other helicopters. Yeah, this place was definitely... was definitely hit pretty hard by something, so okay. Whatever that was, it's already been destroyed. Yeah, so I mean, if you want, you can just fly around and just be like some crazy flying person, just random looking at the scenery and not really having any greater goal than that. I mean, maybe that's the best way to play. I mean, you know, I've been saying a lot lately that I just kind of play games for the experience more than necessarily because I have to win, so I don't know. Did we kill all the pirates? I don't know. Probably not, but I don't know where they are, and I'm not going to go out and look for them now. I'm just going to stay here and just be a tourist and just explore this island here. Let's see what we can find on this island. The island looks quite flat shaded, but maybe there'll be some pop-in as we get closer. Is it going to do some kind of pop-in and show me some trees or something, or is the island going to remain that flat for the entirety of our flyby? If it stays that flat the whole time, this flyby is going to be a bit of a disappointment. I think it's going to stay that flat. It's literally just like a huge green polygon. It has almost no texturing at all. I mean, there's obviously some very slight color variation, but it's really yeah, it's just a huge green polygon for the most part. It was just a little bit disappointing. I was expecting a little bit more than that. After we saw some trees on that island over there, I thought this would at least have some kind of detail or rendering on it, but apparently such is not the case. Is the game automatically saving me? Because I got very close. I think I was within like 3 feet of crashing on that island there. And I'm not sure if the game... Hold on, I'm going to try to crash here. Well, I guess that answers my question. The game does let you crash. It's not like some kind of easy mode where you can't crash. All right. Well, gosh. So I know that I'm doing very badly here, and I really have no idea what I'm doing, but there are a handful of videos of this game on YouTube, and they're all so incomplete. They're all so short, and they really don't show anything. So I think, compared to the videos that have been made of this game thus far, this is definitely an improvement, which admittedly isn't saying much. I mean, I'd like to know a lot more about this game and how to play it effectively and how to play it properly, with, you know, like how to properly make missions and fly helicopters, but I feel like this has been a fairly decent introduction. I even though I was bumbling around and still don't really know how to play properly, I feel like I've at least shown you a lot of what there is to see in the game. I mean, you know, the game's map is fairly large, like if you zoom out a bit. You can see yeah, that's the maximum zoom out. So you can see there's stuff. Like, I mean, it's mostly water, but I mean, there are enough islands here for you to have a bit of an adventure and have some fun playing around, exploring the islands and blowing stuff up and stuff like that, if that's what you're into. But yeah, I really like the aspect of combining strategy planning like this with flight simulator aspects. And the game doesn't necessarily do the two that well. That's kind of the problem. When you have a game that mixes different things like that, you might end up with a situation where both parts are diminished. Instead of doing one thing and doing it well, you have a game that tries to do several things and does them mediocrely. So, I mean, this might not be the best strategy planning game in the world. It might not be the best flight sim in the world, but I still like the combination of those two aspects. I think it does. I think it combines them fairly well. So, yeah. Gosh, this has been a very poor introduction to Ka-50 Hokum. If anybody has any suggestions for underrated flight sims like this that would fare well on this channel, send me a suggestion. I'd like to see what folks might want to see, because I do always feel like I want to feature a little bit more flight simulators on this channel, but I know it probably wouldn't be very popular because most people just want to see adventures, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, I love adventure games too, but I would like to get just a little bit more into serious simulations like this again, because it's been a while since I've really played many games like this, and I think it would be something good to get back into. I remember I really enjoyed these kinds of games when I was a kid. So anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Sorry that it was all a little bit disjointed, but hope you enjoyed anyhow, and I'll talk to you folks later. Bye-bye for now.